Okay, also, I just wanted to remind you guys, there are a lot of people who tested for this who have checked out, okay? That is their way of coping. They have stopped paying attention to who got assigned to what's going on. They have checked out once they realized that this was a shit show. No, the billionaires aren't fixing anything. No, none of the stuff they thought was going to happen is happening. And so instead of taking accountability, they've just put away all their stinky pants memorabilia and have stopped talking about it and have stopped following what's happening. Case in point, one of my friends, and I'm using the word lightly, who just couldn't support her. You know, they could never say her name. It was always just her. So you know what the real reason was. Wasn't surprising to me. I figured it for this person. And even after the test, when things started to affect them, they were like, that's okay. I'm just going to trust that the billionaires know what they're doing. I don't approve of the way they're doing it, but I know what they're trying to do. So I'm going to trust them. Now it's almost October and they're just not talking about it. Like they had nothing to do with it. What is going on? What? Huh? I don't pay attention to that. So like we put on Don't Look Up, right? Because like I'm like, this is basically a documentary now. This is our government now. And so we get to the part where NASA's being run by an anesthesiologist who was a mega donor. And I'm like, yeah, that's basically where we're at. And they're like, no, it's not that bad, is it? I don't think it's like that. Y'all, they don't know any of the appointees. They don't know any of the appointees. I was like, do you know who's in charge of the DOD? Do you not know who's in charge of the DOD? The person in charge of the DOD is a weekend part-time anchor who spent 2.5 seconds in the National Guard like 30 years ago. That's who's operating the DOD. You didn't know that? And this person works in DOD contracting. I was like, dude, the guy in charge of the Department of Transportation is from the real world. There's a handful of television personalities that are manning stations and a bunch of 20-year-olds that are just super loyalists that are now AGs and DAs and in charge of all our private information. It's not funny. It's not funny. The ones in my family who asked for this are pretending that suddenly they have bigger problems to worry about. They can't be concerned with what's going on with the thing that they chose. They're having health issues right now, and that's their priority. They're having money issues right now, and they need to focus on that. Please stop talking to them about the repercussions of their decision, okay? They just don't want to talk about that right now. They just can't be worried about that. So to recap, we have the quietly retracting Mughas. We have our, hey, that was fun, but it's time to move on, Mughas. You've got the split Catholic Mughas, the split Mormon Mughas, and then the other steeple people who don't consider Mughas actual steeple people at all. Critical mass!